And we continue to look at how various agencies and organizations in our community are adapting to the COVID-19 crisis. And I'm joined now by Jason Samson from Hospice Cornwall. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks.
All right, so let's talk first of all about how the day-to-day operations at hospice have been affected and have adapted to this crisis.
Well, every day is a new beginning. We're really taking guidance from several organizations, Ontario Public Health, the Champlain Lynn, Ontario Health, the Ministry of Health, and often the guidance we receive in the morning can sometimes change by the afternoon. So there's a lot of time spent reviewing these documents and ensuring that we can abide by what the recommendations are. Things like limiting visitations. So we have reduced visitation hours from 12 to 5 instead of being accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're unfortunately only allowing one visitor per patient at this time. We spent a lot of time looking at procuring the necessary PPE equipment that the staff needs to protect themselves as well as the patients and the families. We're screening everybody who enters the building to ensure that they're not symptomatic for any of the questions that we're advised to act on. A lot of our community support programs, such as our bereavement supports, our day hospice, they're all suspended right now until further notice. But we're doing telephone check-ins, wellness checks with those clients or patients and family members, ensuring that they feel supported, as well as identifying any concerns that they may have and acting on them if we can. We've even started looking at our own staff as a type of response team in the community for patients that are on our wait list, that if they're not doing well in the community, we can send a personal support worker to do a check-in on them. So there's a lot of outside of the box thinking we've had to do. Just this meeting Zoom, there's a lot of this going on as well, where instead of being in a room, we're connecting through technology. And I think moving forward, this will probably be part of the new reality of healthcare. I guess at the end of the day, our main concerns is ensuring the patient is protected, the family members, and the staff. The volunteers also, we've had to restrict them from coming on the premises. We have over 100 volunteers that support us, so we've had to do a lot of outside of the box thinking of how to keep the functions doing that they were supporting us with, such as circulating food, a reception. So there was a lot of on your feet thinking and having to make very quick decisions, but the management team is excellent. The staff are amazing. The family members are very understanding that these are situations beyond our control. And the patients feel we're able to maintain that home-like setting, even though this pandemic has us having to do a lot of things we normally wouldn't do in a hospice setting.
Absolutely, and I just want to touch on the importance of all this, and this can't be forgotten. A lot of us have our minds on the COVID crisis, but the work that hospice is doing, I harken back to thinking about the visitors, even though they've had to be reduced. It's still very important that some of these activities still continue, as well as. So, talk to me about that.
Yeah, we're looking currently at bringing in tablets, special tablets that family members can speak to their loved one to if they're unable to come in or if because of the restrictions. So we're looking at introducing that. I've reached out to some organizations that have advised me that they can help out. So a lot of requests have gone out. We're in the process of waiting to see what can come, because I'm sure we're not the only organization requesting this technology. Hospices across Ontario are pretty well all facing the same challenges. I connect twice a week with the Hospice Palliative Care Association to connect with my peers and troubleshoot to see what other hospices are doing based on problems they may be encountering or experiences they've had, so we can all learn from one another. The wellness checks, safety checks are key just touching base with those clients that are on our wait list, making sure that they're as safe as can be at home.
And it's comforting to know that not only is hospice still there, but adapting and, as you said, on a daily basis, looking for ways to evolve and to ensure safety. On that note, Jason, I'd like to thank you for joining me. We know that there's a couple of fundraisers coming up, but we're going to have you back to speak a little bit more in detail about those. So on that note, thank you for joining me for this segment.
Thanks.